Hey guys, it's your boy Easy again. Time for another video. I'm actually creating this video right after I created my previous video about bleeding brakes. In this video, I'm going to show you how to bleed hydraulic clutches. Oh, that's my dog. I'm going to show you how to bleed hydraulic clutches, specifically on my Triumph Tiger 1200. This is the 2018 version, the XRX. But this procedure can be used on pretty much all bikes with hydraulic clutches. And it's also very similar to bleeding a brake. So feel free to refer to my previous video of bleeding brakes. I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out. But I'll walk you through bleeding clutches as well. And what you're going to need again is very simple. You're going to need brake fluid. In my case, .4 brake fluid, and in your case, it's likely going to be .4 brake fluid as well for your hydraulic clutch. But just confirm it by looking at your clutch reservoir at the top to see what spec you need. But it's likely going to be .4 brake fluid. You're going to need a 3/16 piece of PVC hose. Again, I've got this one from Motion Pro, which has a built-in check valve, which only allows fluid to flow in one direction, but you don't need it. A simple 3/16 piece of hose will do. You're gonna need a Phillips screwdriver to remove the screws on your clutch reservoir. Some clutch reservoirs you don't even need a screwdriver because they just twist off. And you're gonna need an appropriate size wrench for the bleeder nipple to bleed the clutch fluid, the brake fluid from. And for the Triumph Tiger, it's going to be a 10 mm wrench. All right. Before we get started, feel free to subscribe to the channel for future videos and for my past videos, and I really appreciate it. And at the end of the video, if you like it, hit the like button as well. All right. Let's get started. I forgot to mention this when I was recording the video earlier, but I'll mention it now. The reason why it's important to bleed your hydraulic clutch is the same reason why you bleed your brake system as well. Brake fluid or hydraulic fluid is hygroscopic, so it absorbs moisture from the air, and moisture or water in your hydraulic clutch system is no good. It can cause corrosion damage. Also, it lowers the boiling point of the fluid in the system, and that's also no good. Brake fluid has got a high boiling point, but once water is introduced, it reduces that boiling point, which is why you might notice some of your friends, or even you, if you haven't bled your hydraulic clutch system in a long while, and you're riding on a hill and using the clutch a lot, the clutch it may overheat and it'll stop working. So that's why you have to stop and wait a while and wait for it to cool down before you resume riding. Also, you want to get the air out of the system as well. You want to bleed the air out of the clutch system, hydraulic clutch system. If there's air in the system, then air is compressible and brake fluid isn't, and so that force that you apply on your clutch lever, that is not fully transferred to actuate the clutch, and that can cause clutch wear. So you'll wear out your clutch faster by not regularly replacing your brake fluid in your hydraulic clutch system. So definitely do it at most every 2 years. And even earlier than that if you want to. All right, let's get back to the video. So yeah, the clutch reservoir, as expected, is on the left side near the clutch lever. That's the clutch reservoir. So again, remove the 2 JIS screws to access the reservoir. The bleeder nipple for your Triumph Tiger is actually hidden away on the right hand side of the bike inside this plate. So we're gonna have to remove this plate by removing 5 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and for that you're gonna need a 8 mm socket to remove them. So let me go ahead and remove this, and I'll show you where the bleeder nipple is. Okay, I've taken out the 5 screws with the 8 mm socket. So this plate comes out as a plastic cover. There's a piece of foam here that fits nicely around this. So let's carefully remove this foam. So you don't need to remove it all the way, or you can. There it is. So remove that, and then here's the bleed nipple with the dust cap. So let's remove the dust cap, and here's the nut. It looks slightly bigger than an 8 mm, might be a 10 mm. I'll get back to you. Okay, so the bleeder nipple is 10 mm. So I've got my wrench set up, ready to open and close. I've got my hose hooked up to the bleeder nipple and into the bottle. And I've got my friend again, Eddie, who's ready with the clutch. So he's again going to do the same thing as the other video in the brake. Pump the clutch, hold. I'm gonna open, the brake fluid will rush out, close it, and then ask him to release the clutch. Again, pump, hold it, open, brake fluid rush out, the old mucky one with some air bubbles, close it, and then release the clutch. All the while, you don't want the clutch reservoir to get empty, so Eddie's gonna top up with fresh new brake fluid in the clutch reservoir, and we're gonna keep with this, keep repeating this process until from this side fresh new brake fluid, clean brake fluid comes out and no more air bubbles. That means the entire old brake fluid has been flushed out of the system, and there's only new brake fluid and there's no more air bubbles. Okay, so let us get that done. All right guys, so we're done. As you can see, I haven't disconnected it yet, but the liquid coming out is clear now compared to the old brake fluid. You can see how murky and cloudy it is. So the liquid coming out is clear. That means the entire system has been flushed. For the last many cycles, I haven't seen any air bubbles, so that's good. So that means that there's no air. So I'm going to carefully remove this PVC hose. Keep a rag handy so there's no brake fluid spillage. You can clean that up. Put the dust cap back on. Let's move to the reservoir and let's top that up. So again, where's the sight glass? Should be in the front. So there's a sight glass right here with the indicator for the low mark. So make sure that the brake fluid is above that, and top up the brake fluid with fresh, top up the reservoir with fresh brake fluid. Okay, so let me just see how much is left. So yeah, you can see the sight glass there as well. So just a little bit more with fresh brake fluid, and you can see this is pretty clean as well. So that means that's pretty new. All the old ones out. Top it up. Put the rubber dust cap. Okay, so I've topped off the brake fluid in the clutch reservoir so it's above the minimum level. You can see it in sight glass. I've removed the hose and I've made sure that this is tight. The bleeder nipple is tight. I put the foam back in, put the dust cap on. Now we're gonna just fix the cylinder slave cover, this plastic cover. Put the screws back in. I'm gonna put some Loctite on the screws, and I'm gonna torque the 5 screws to 4 Newton meters, which is roughly 36 inch-pounds. All right, so I've torqued these 5 in a crisscross pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a star pattern. I've torqued them to 4 Newton meters, or 36 inch-pounds. And I just want to also show you what the old brake fluid looks like, or the clutch. Yeah, brake fluid from the bleeding the clutch. It's pretty cloudy. And make sure you also pump the clutch a few times and just wipe off everything. So I've also tightened this. Everything's done, and that's it. That's how you bleed the clutch, a hydraulic clutch. It's the same for all bikes with a hydraulic clutch. The only thing you got to do is find where the bleeder nipple is. For the Triumph Tiger, it's on the right hand side underneath this slave cylinder cover, it's called. So just find your bleeder nipple for your clutch, and that's how you do it. Alright guys, hope you guys found this video useful. Please hit the like button if you like the video, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting more videos. Also, I'll put a link in the description if you want to check out my other video for bleeding brakes. And keep a lookout for my next video, which is likely gonna be a big one. My 32,000 kilometer service, 20,000 mile service for my Triumph Tiger. I'm gonna be doing my valve clearance. I'm gonna be doing my cam chain timing and tension, throttle body balancing, spark plug change, a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, take care guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye.